And now I have the great pleasure of introducing our student speaker, Elihu Dietz. The student speaker at this ceremony is selected by classmates to represent them and speak to you, our guests, on behalf of the graduating class. It's an honor to be elected. Before coming to the Nicholas School, Elihu Dietz worked for 8 years in business development in New York City, first for the nonprofit called Housing Works, and then for a corporate product design and consulting firm. In 2015, while working with clients on their sustainability initiatives, Elihu began to develop a passion for renewable energy and electricity regulation. That decision to turn that passion into a full-time focus led him to the Nicholas School. As of today, Elihu Dietz is a graduate of the Energy Environment concentration of the Nicholas School, where he has studied electricity markets, energy efficiency, and utility regulation. He was an EDF Climate Corps Fellow, a co-president of the Energy Club, and played on the Nicholas School basketball team in a position that could best be described as enthusiastic. Please welcome Elihu Dietz.
Thank you, Alexandra, for that introduction. It's a real honor to be speaking here today. And I would first like to give a round of applause to all the friends and family and faculty that made this moment possible. You all could be at any number of graduation ceremonies going on in the Triangle today, but you've chosen to be here. It's just great. About 2 years ago, the master's students graduating today decided to upend our lives, move to Durham, and voluntarily subject ourselves to geospatial analysis. We came together from all kinds of backgrounds. Colin Walker was in show business. Kendall DeLacer was in forest restoration. Nicola Hill was in hydraulic fracturing. She's been added. Brian Wong was a case manager helping the homeless. And Adrian McGinnis was a beautiful hand-carved wooden duck decoy. As for myself, I was working at a product design firm, helping designers figure out what color to make their next product. I was always interested in the environment, but it seemed too depressing. I knew environmental issues only through works like Silent Spring, An Inconvenient Truth, and the Lorax. And they all made grave predictions about the future. But I was starting to see hope. In my case, what inspired me was the rise of renewable energy and the success of social movements like divestment. I also grew up and started to accept that despair was not helpful. For all of us, coming here meant changing our lives and making a big bet. Some came worried they would be surrounded by granola-crunching tree huggers. Some were hoping that they would finally be surrounded by granola-crunching tree huggers. As forestry students will tell you, after all, hugging is actually the best way to collect data on a tree's diameter at breast height. We've accomplished so much in 20 months. We've mastered Monte Carlo analysis, created GIS hydrology models, conducted building audits, and maybe even secured dream jobs. We've all transformed, and the question is, how did that happen? A part of the answer to that question is this school. The Nicholas School believed in us. We were thrown into classrooms with brilliant faculty who each had high expectations. And each of us soon realized that our classmates were brilliant too, and interested in a broad spectrum of environmental issues that we may not have appreciated before. But the other reason that we're here is that we helped each other. We helped each other understand raster files, key values, adjust models that wouldn't run, clean data sets, conduct surveys. And when the lights went out in the computer lab at 1 a.m. because the motion sensors timed out, we stood up for our fellow classmates. We wouldn't have made it this far without each other. and supporting one another cannot stop after today. Everyone here is united because we have chosen to tell the world that the environment is worth preserving, that we must start living sustainably on this planet. As Wendell Berry wrote, "The earth is what we all have in common." Now, this may seem like an obvious goal while we're still cloistered here among the like-minded. But this choice we've made to go down this path sets us apart. This is a brotherhood, or more appropriately, given our majority, a sisterhood. A sisterhood of the traveling pants of the environment. While we've been at the Nicholas School, this sisterhood may have been subdivided into hydrology, policy, conservation, energy, forestry, or sustainability. But in fact, we share a scientific language, a value system in which we are not at the center, and a singular, determined drive to make this world better. The problems we face are both global and local. We cannot reach our goals alone, so we must be bold. We must widen this sisterhood. We came to this school to advance our careers, and of course acquire more reusable water bottles. But we chose this career because we were responding to a call to contribute, to go beyond ourselves. What we've done over the past 2 years is learn to articulate to ourselves and to the world what that calling is and why it's valuable. We're at a critical time in the history of our planet, called the Anthropocene, an era defined by human impact. How we tell the story of our own motivations to take this path, our hopes for the future, and the lessons we've learned will help determine the course of the relationship between our species and our planet. Telling that story may also lead to some eye rolls, some challenging meetings, some bosses that don't get it. That's why maintaining our relationships to one another, to our future colleagues, and to this school will be so critical. We have to participate. We have to get involved. We have to show up for each other. And for God's sake, we have to vote. Your work is important, and we must elect leaders who support it. I decided to come to the Nicholas School 2 years ago because I felt hope, and that feeling has only grown since. We have incredible challenges ahead. Some of them may be existential. But being here with you, I see a group that understands these challenges and has made the choice to face them. This group gives me immense hope. This experience, this opportunity to pause our lives, to learn, and to reflect on what we want our careers is ours forever. Spread your story to your world. Bring more people into this sisterhood. Together, we will be brave, we will do good work, and we will bring hope. Thank you.